Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are with me back.
Hey, at last. Bloody hell. Where have you been?
Can all turn it back. I've been to the USA.
And I had a good trip there by all accounts.
I had a great time. I went to the Whiteout game, which was absolutely amazing. It's 110,000 people there. Everyone was dead friendly as well, man.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Daz, a few people don't come to our tailgate.
Yeah.
And then I went to one guy's tailgate, Jacob, and had a bit of a like Serbian brandy or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was tasted, burnt me back in my throat. I was like, "Wait!" Yeah, but even I went to the Giants game, had a great day there, tailgating as well. It's just and everything in between. It was a superb trip.
Yeah, nice one, good.
Yeah, but,
I know we always like going back to the US, don't you? Because you're there for what, 15 years?
12 years.
12 years, yeah, long time, weren't you? So
but it's I just love everything about it.
Yeah, superb.
People are great over there. They always have a good laugh.
Yeah, really friendly and everything.
Yeah, it's
good banter.
Just a good place.
Superb.
Happy place, upbeat. I always
good
say.
Stuff. That's what I like to hear.
A lot of people will probably disagree, going, no, trust me, I had a good time.
You see a lot of these places over there as well.
Yeah, this is the real reason McDonald's is failing.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day about TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays has gone went proper shit over here. Went real shit. Yeah. And they're closing loads down. And someone told me the other day that they filed for Chapter 11 administration in the USA. TGI Fridays. I can see why.
It's not good.
I don't know if McDonald's is going the same way, but sometimes when you go to McDonald's now, it's shit as well. It's gone shit. I'm not saying it was always, listen, fast food joint. I'm not looking for anything special.
Yeah,
it was always
it's not going to be.
It was always consistently okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You knew what you're getting. It was all the same, wasn't it? So
now it's gone a little bit shit again. So I want to see this, see what it was about.
A lot of these companies have been like McDonald's and TGI has been going a long time as well.
Franchised out,
and to keep it up to a certain level, it's got to be pretty difficult sometimes.
So much more competition nowadays as well.
Is TGI the same franchise then?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
Okay.
But let's get into this infographics. Let's find out.
McDonald's golden arches are starting to lose their shine. The fast food giant is facing a crisis. Growth is stalling, quality has plummeted, and customers are abandoning them. In early 2024, McDonald's reported a shocking drop in sales, down by 1% after years of success and growth. So how did one of the biggest corporations on the planet, an American institution, mess up so badly? In today's episode of the Infographics Show, we'll reveal the real reason McDonald's is failing. You're tired after a long day at work. You don't have the energy to cook anything. You're looking for something filling and tasty, and most importantly of all, because you've just checked your bank account and cried a little, cheap. So you drive to your nearest McDonald's. Solution found. You haven't been there for a few years, but you know this is where you can always get a cheap, tasty meal. You're in the drive-thru line, ready to order your classic combo of a Big Mac, fries, and a soda. You glance up at the menu and your jaw drops. $5.99 for a Big Mac alone? And that's assuming you're not in one of those more expensive states. Looking at you, Hawaii, with your $7.39 Big Mac. We assume the increased price includes a tropical view. But you also want fries, $1.89 on average, and a Coke, $2.59. You try to do the math in your head and you realize you have a smartphone. You could just use the calculator app, and you arrive at a total of $10.47. Before taxes and fees? Who's running this place, Ronald or the Hamburglar? Since you make $7.25 an hour at your minimum wage job, you're about to pay almost an hour and a half of your wages just to eat, and to eat fast food, no less. On top of rent and bills and insurance, that's a lot of money. You might as well have gone to a casual sit-down restaurant and at least enjoyed better food.
Saying that, there's a quite where we are based here, next to us is quite an upmarket supermarket, I would say.
Yeah.
It's one of the more expensive ones, right?
Yeah.
So I go there, sometimes I grab lunch and I'll grab just a ready meal. So a sandwich, bag of chips, and a drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'll go to pay, and I've got gainers as well, and sometimes Aiden's, whatever. Took Aiden to the pub the other day. Before I went away.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both had hot food.
Yeah.
Right. Like a full cooked meal. 2 beers each.
Yeah.
Or sorry, one beer each. 2 beers. And it was less than what I paid for my ready meal next door.
Oh, really?
And I thought, there's the answer. Go to the pub every lunch.
A lot cheaper. Nicer environment.
But it goes to show the cost in different things. And one of my mates is a chef over in, he owns a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was saying to me that the food quality or the food standards in the USA at the moment is poor.
Really?
He said it's just absolutely just terrible.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're getting, what's inside the food, and what it's doing. It's just really bad.
Is that down to sort of like recessions and things like that, and food quality maybe not as good, or
it's probably just people cheaping out now. I'm not maximising profits. Is the way I see it.
Yeah, it's bottom line, I suppose, isn't it? Sometimes,
yeah.
But
which is, you imagine the cost of building rents and stuff like that for places like McDonald's. They're always in prime spots, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's always an expensive place for real estate there and everything. But
you remember when Big Macs used to famously cost 99 cents. How is it that you could easily grab a burger with your allowance when you were just a kid, and now you can barely afford it with your adult job? You can't have messed up your life that badly, right? Well, maybe, but maybe not. It might help to know it's not just you. In 2024, 2,000 Americans were asked their opinions about fast food, and 62% of them said they had to cut back because of the insanely high prices. In 2009, for example, when the federal minimum wage became $7.25 an hour, the average cost of a Big Mac was $3.57. In other words, it cost less than a half an hour's pay, even if you were making the smallest amount of money you could make. Inflation has hit everyone hard, but fast food prices are skyrocketing faster than most. Fast food prices have risen considerably faster than prices at sit-down restaurants and 3 times faster than supermarket prices. A shocking realization for anyone who has come back from their local Costco with empty pockets, or from their local Whole Foods bankrupt. If you're wondering whether you should brush up on your cooking skills, it may not be a bad idea. In fact, no less than the CEO of McDonald's, Chris Kempczinski, admitted on a recent call that eating at home has become more affordable. And that is bad news for fast food giants like McDonald's, even though it might be great news for your body and your overall health. Hey, you may not be able to make a meal as good as your mom did, but perhaps this way you could afford electricity. Waiting in line, you think back to when you stopped at Taco Bell and Wendy's recently, and you don't remember the prices being this bad. What happened over at Mickey D's? The reason for higher prices that has frustrated customers is McDonald's raising its prices more than it needs to. Finance Buzz found that between 2014 and 2024, inflation raised prices by about 31%. At McDonald's, however, items like the McNuggets became 83% more expensive in that same time. To be fair, most fast food chains also raised prices by an average of 60%, so everyone seems to be outdoing inflation. But McDonald's was the worst offender, tripling the rate of inflation. Popeyes, Taco Bell, Chipotle, and Jimmy John's raised their prices of the menu items at more than double the actual inflation rate. And the executives don't really seem to care. In October of 2023, the same CEO, who is now worried about customers leaving to cook at home, said, "Even though we're pushing through pricing, the consumer is tolerating it well." Or in simpler terms, those suckers are still paying us. Now, to be fair, McDonald's headquarters doesn't directly set all prices. 90% of McDonald's locations are owned by franchisees, who get to set their own prices. But the chain also raised prices because of a bad spiral they're in. Basically, McDonald's had to raise prices because they were getting less customers. Unfortunately, this has now become a cycle. As higher prices drive away more customers, McDonald's keeps raising them to make up the money. But wait, why are consumers leaving McDonald's in the first place? Well, let's get back to you, the McDonald's customer waiting to order. As you're trying to remember how much money you need for rent, you finally pull up to the drive-thru speaker to give your order, and suddenly a robotic voice starts to speak to you. Welcome to your first McDonald's AI order. You're paying way too much, but at least you're getting this cool, futuristic experience. You start to speak and the AI cuts you off to ask what you would like. You try to ask for your burger again and get cut off again. Now frustrated, you finally yell out your order. It's accepted. Suddenly, a receipt is printed out for $250 worth of chicken nuggets. You panic as you realize you probably aren't going to be able to pay your rent after all. And what about your Big Mac? McDonald's wanted to stay ahead of the game and gambled on AI being the next big leap forward for fast food stores, instead of, good food and low prices, we guess. But never mind. They spent $1 billion putting AI into many of their drive-thru ordering systems, which started using the technology by 2021, and it was a complete disaster. The system didn't work half the time. If a customer paused or had to change something, the AI would get confused. If they spoke too fast or too slow, it wouldn't understand them.
Foreigners would have no chance then, would they?
I know. I can imagine some accents as well. It'd be pretty tough for AI to understand.
Yeah, but I don't know. When I was in New York last week, I went past there was a Taco Bell not far from where the hotel was, so I went past it quite a few times.
Yeah,
and it was never anyone in there.
Oh, really?
Empty. Yeah, but you go past these like little pizza places. I don't know if they're independently owned or whether they're like parts of chains as well. No names that sound familiar. Yeah, I'm not talking about Sbarro or anyone like that. These were just like independent ones, all packed.
Really?
Yeah, full. There's like lines out the door in some cases.
Probably cheaper or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always noticed as well. I thought they would have made them shortfall at McDonald's, certainly one near us, because the amount of like Uber Eats and Deliveroo drivers out there is absolutely constant now, all the time.
You're paying more to use Uber Eats for what you would if you went.
I
to
thought
the store.
maybe their shortfall's been taken up by that, because obviously that's people ordering a lot of the time that can't make it at lunchtimes and stuff like that. So they order it out because they can't make it themselves.
Yeah, but you're still paying them. McDonald's are still getting the revenue, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's why I thought that'd make up the shortfall.
Yeah,
because they're all the time Uber Eats and stuff. Every time you go there, there's absolutely loads of them.
The McDonald's at the top of our street here was always a queue to get in. Used to always be a line. Now there's never a line.
Really?
When you go.
Yeah, I have noticed myself though. It is a lot more expensive though. Yeah, without a doubt. It's not like a cheap meal anymore.
No,
even the chippy tea isn't either.
No. Yeah, it's prices just come through the roof, haven't it?
Yeah.
If they had a foreign accent, we're assuming they just gave up and went to Burger King. If the system did actually process their order, it would often mess it up anyway. People uploaded viral videos of the AI getting orders hilariously wrong, giving butter or ketchup instead of ice cream. And yes, in one crazy video, adding $250 of McNuggets to an order. McDonald's stands by their decision, saying their AI program was right 85% of the time.
That's not good enough.
That's 50%
rubbish,
of all orders were mistakes.
Wow.
That's
Actions
a lot of
speak louder
orders.
than words, and by July 2024, McDonald's had pulled all of its AI tech systems out of its stores. This tech disaster sent some customers away, but the quality of food at McDonald's has been turning people away for a while now. McDonald's was never known for its amazing cuisine, but it was reliably good for fast food. And most importantly, fast. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Let's get back into the store and discover why. You finally get up to the service window to pick up your food. The employee tells you it's gonna take a minute. So you wait, and you wait, and wait. What happened to fast food? It's right there in the name. Finally, you give up and go park your car, telling the employees you'll pick up the food inside and not hold up the line. Customers have been complaining about longer wait times at McDonald's for over a decade now. One reason for longer waits is McDonald's trying to fix the horrible frozen food it serves. When new fast casual restaurants, the word for restaurants that serve food relatively fast but usually have fresher options, popped up, and they used fresh meat for their food, customers turned their backs on McDonald's. Young customers were especially done with the Golden Arches, to the tune of 500 million visits lost in McDonald's since 2012. Wow. So McDonald's decided to offer healthier options to get some younger people back into their stores.
I don't know what it's like around the world, but I know over here, a lot of the younger generation don't favour McDonald's.
I think you're right there. I think they're not sort of like wedded to the fact that McDonald's is a bit of an institution. I think they go their own way, don't they? Find their own path. I think, no, we'll just go somewhere else. They don't think, oh, we must go McDonald's.
For us, it was like one of the first, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And you sort of grew up with it, so you sort of stick with it because you know.
And it was one of the only ones.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like a variety you can choose from today.
Yeah, and they're absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
You had the odd one like Wimpy, didn't you? It was a British one, Wimpy.
Yeah, I think so.
That went out.
Went out a long time ago,
a long time ago, didn't it?
But I think McDonald's probably pushed that out, to be fair.
I think it probably did. Yeah, I think it took over everywhere, didn't they? But I think you're right. I think the younger generation, they've got no sort of like
you look at
devotion to it. They just go
Nando's. Nando's is a lot bigger than KFC, and then the McDonald's over here.
Yeah.
For the younger generation, I'm talking with the younger generation.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
You say to them, "Do you want a Nando's or do you want a McDonald's?"
Or Nando's,
probably 90% will go with Nando's.
Yeah, I get that.
Switched from frozen patties shipped from whole states away to fresh patties for their burgers. Well, at least for the quarter pounders. But this threw a wrench into the whole McDonald's food-making system. It took longer to make fresh patties, and workers who had never done it before needed time to get it right. This led to 10, 15, and 20-minute waits in a place where people expected to wait no more than 3 to 4 minutes for their food. The flood of people leaving McDonald's for places like Shake Shack and Chipotle continued to swell. Back to the endless wait. You finally hear your name called at the counter. You go, you pick up your food, and sit down to eat. Might as well, since you're already in the store. You open your mouth to take a massive bite of your juicy, delicious burger, and a wave of disappointment washes over you. This is what you paid all that money for? The fries are still delicious, though, because it's the one thing McDonald's does right. And we
not
do
sure
mean
about
the
that.
one thing.
I had somebody last week, and the fries were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's
they weren't that hot and they were a bit soggy. They just weren't like the fresh, crisp ones that you should be getting.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that though, because last time I had a McDonald's, I said again, I'm not having a McDonald's anymore.
First one I've had for ages, but
it's I'm done with it. It's gone shit.
Even the burger itself, it just looks like it's thrown together. You look at it, you think it's an absolute mess.
And you get one job though, just put burgers on bunnies.
Exactly.
Sometimes I get two on a Big Mac instead of getting a burger, the bun, the burger. I'm getting 2 burgers, the bun, and a load of shit on top.
Yeah,
and I'm like, one job you've got, man.
I know. I noticed as well a breakfast one. It's probably I don't very very rare get a breakfast one, but a couple of months ago I got one. It's like like the bacon on a roll. It looked like half the size. It was absolutely. It was like tiny. It was like, what the hell's happened there?
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore.
Getting past the meh taste of the burger, you finish it since you're hungry anyway. And as you swallow your last bite, your eyes fall on the menu above the service counter. The calories of each option are listed right next to the food. You don't remember McDonald's doing that. And most importantly, you can't believe how many calories you just ate. In September 2012, McDonald's realized its customers were getting smarter about food and paying more attention to what they were eating. So it decided to start posting the calorie count of their menu choices. And that turned out to be a big mistake. All it did was remind increasingly health-minded people about how many calories they were eating with each McDonald's meal. The Big Mac, fries, and Coke you got added up to 970 calories, with a couple of ketchup packets because no one eats fries plain, right? Rounded up to 1,000. That's half of your suggested daily calories, maybe more than half if you're tinier than most. Just one, not that filling and not that great of a burger, running 1,000 calories is a lot, especially with bad service. And many Americans now agree. The American Customer Satisfaction Index organization, also known as ACSI, did a survey of 15,000 customers in 2023 and 2024. They asked them about restaurants and fast food chains in the U.S., and of all fast food companies, McDonald's came in dead last. People were unhappy with wait times, incorrect orders, and even more importantly, the food itself. McDonald's also came in last compared to full-service restaurants as well. Completely disappointed by your time at McD's, the next time you're hungry and you walk by, you'll pause at the door and decide to go 1 block over to Chili's instead. The experience shocks you. You relax at this sit-down restaurant with an actual server walking up to take your order and give you your food. And not only is the food the same price, but you're getting much more of it. A McDonald's patty is 1.6 ounces before cooking. Since the Big Mac has 2, that's 3.2 ounces of meat before cooking. A Chili's Big Smasher burger inspired by Big Macs has a patty that weighs 8 ounces. You'll also notice there's a lot more sauce on this burger, and it's juicier overall. The menu says it costs $12.99 before taxes and fees. Oh boy, that is pricier than McDonald's, but your waiter tells you Chili's has a 3 for Me deal where you can not only get the burger but bottomless chips and salsa and a drink for $10.99. One reviewer compared the Big Mac to a Chili's Big Smasher burger and found that in her Connecticut neighborhood, a Big Mac meal and a 3 for Me Chili's deal with a burger cost the exact same amount. Only difference, the Chili's burger was much bigger and tasted better. No wonder McDonald's customers have...
The other side of that as well is you're going to tip in Chili's, whereas in McDonald's you won't tip.
Right, so you stick an extra 10% on top?
20%.
20%?
Yeah, I always go standard 20.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just if it's shit, I just won't go back.
Yeah.
Get 20%. They've done the best they can do. You know, is what it is.
left the store. Before you grab a burger with all this fast food talk, check out McDonald's first.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's more than one issue then, isn't it? It's not just, getting more expensive.
No, and it's I think people have become a little bit more sort of like shrewd with how they spend their money, I think, as well. Where if you look
I think so, yeah.
Looking at using a prime example there, would you rather go McDonald's or would you rather go across the street to Chili's and sit down, someone come over and serve you? Even though it costing a little bit more, you're actually lining their pocket as well, the server.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid, with the tips you're paying them, sort of thing. You're getting probably a better meal all around. You're getting a better experience all around.
Better experience, probably a better quality burger by the sound of it.
And you sat down in an environment which is probably a little bit more comfortable as well.
Yeah.
Rather than a fast food restaurant, fast food takeaway. I know McDonald's is not just takeaway; it's a restaurant as well.
Yeah,
but I think Chili's, from my experience, is a lot more comfortable than sitting down in McDonald's.
I've never been there myself.
Chili's is pretty cool. I like Chili's.
You like that? Yeah.
Problem with me when I go to Chili's or when I open the menu, if we're going hungry, you open the menu. I'm sure millions of people are the same. I think, fancy wings, fancy skins, fancy these, and you're thinking, which one should I have? Mozzarella sticks. It's like, and he's like 4 or 5 options. You think I quite like all them.
So you pick the one that you don't want.
Yeah, so
and have everything else.
You're choosing, you're thinking, which one do I get? Do I get 2? Then you're thinking, do I buy 2 starters or do I just have 2 appetizers and no main course? And let's all go that way. But it's good to have them options though.
course it is.
And that's what I found. That's what I found in the USA last week when you're going out and you're eating somewhere. It was like options on options on options.
Yeah.
You know, do you want this? What sauce do you want with it? What dip do you want with it? What do you want? What salad do you want with it? What dressing do you want in your salad? And you're like, well, hang on a minute, just let me
take a bit longer. But it is nice to have options.
Yeah, I can't. The way you're talking to me now, I've got like about 18 plates of food coming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's but the portion sizes are a lot more generous than what you get over here. And
I guess so, yeah.
But I think, like I said, I think the McDonald's thing's a global thing.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing, isn't it? It's the whole ambience, it's the service, it's the cost of it.
Yeah.
It's they're waiting for it. I mean, the drive-through near us again. The amount of times you go up to the window, you just have to go and park up.
I won't go for. I always
and
walk
it's
in
like,
anyway.
you know, what's the point? You know,
I always go in. I never go through the drive-through because they never get it right.
You're
dealing with idiots for the most part.
You have to have a quick check, don't you? Otherwise, you're screwed.
Yeah, but there you go. That's why McDonald's is failing.
Yeah, interesting.
It was interesting. I enjoyed that.
Very much so.
Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.